All right, folks. Hello and welcome to this will be season 8, which is kind of wild ago. We've been doing this catalytic collaborative for like 8 years now. One of the things I really want to get to now are more open-ended labs where we collaborate and work together. So right now I'm fortunate enough to be with Aaron and Kcse, and so I'll let you guys introduce yourself. Oh, and there comes Mr. Forrest Green. And so new people dropping in as we go. But one of the cool things that we'll be doing as we get rolling on this will be kind of that idea that we're going to do a super short window like of an introduction, and then everything else is collaborative. Let's throw something and try it together. And because my firm belief I'm playing with this is if we all work together on this, we'll filter things out or learn things by working as a cohort. So today's topic on the Catalytic Collaborative Speakeasy is going to be BYOP for AI. So bring your own problems for AI. So we're going to do a little bit of here's some cool things on AI. Here's some cool places to go. And then we've got some let's try this. So Kcse, how about you? Thoughts on what's your hot take on AI and the things that you would tell anyone that's kind of like, what do I do and when do I do and where do I start? And it's kind of overwhelming and I'm not touching it.
Um, I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of new tools out there, and some of them are great, some of them aren't so great. Some of them are great for various things. I've been spending a lot of time in ChatGPT and trying to get it to do more for me in my job. And I'm in sales enablement and cybersecurity, so I'm asking it, of course, to create training workshop outlines and questions for the ends of, to assess my sellers to make sure they understood what they learned and things like that. But I just am kind of floored at how much I can get it to do if I just keep asking and keep asking and keep asking. And I know we've talked about Sean Perplexity a lot because that one gives you the sources that it came back with or where it got its information. And I think that's good. I think asking ChatGPT is what you gave me accurate or did you make it up? It'll come back and say, oh
Ooh,
yeah, I kind of made that up. Sorry. So
That's a super helpful prompt that I learned, I feel like, a little bit too late. It's the pre-transformed part of the GPT, right? It can take all of the components of the thing that you've just fed it and tell you what it's about.
a few people get together with a problem by framing the problem, by us talking, by humans kind of bouncing around, we'll be able to do things with it that we wouldn't do solo as we kind of work that prompt. So Aaron, how about you, Aaron, is I'm going to kind of drill down into that a little bit and say in that mode, then how do we get more engagement? But specifically, are you talking about virtual? Because that's the other piece is as we start drilling in, we'll get better questions. How do we bring more engagement
Yeah,
into
virtual.
virtual sessions and virtual instructor-led sessions and probably virtual instructor-led technical sessions? And you were talking about PA, so I would say, yeah, do we want to say that's analytics and reporting? Yeah.
Yeah, like my classes. Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to think of all of the pieces that fit into like as specific as you can get. Ben,
So,
Kcse, what do you have to like flesh that out? I love it. Okay. Kcse's already fleshing it out. I'm a
mm,
technical trainer. Please help me in creating more engagement
yeah, and I want to know
into
the,
virtual instructor-led technical training.
I would want to know what sort of feedback or what type of response I could get with the suggestions that it makes. Because
Ooh,
if it makes a suggestion as yes, no questions, that's not that as helpful as open-ended and things like that.
right. Well, and to that end, I'm also gonna throw so you have I'm a technical trainer, but also about the audience. These sessions are usually 2 to 3 days in length.
By
They're-
what, IT professionals?
Yeah, what else can we give on this? Oh, and
You think about how to phrase them in according to the class, or well, I don't know. Like they're not like only to listen. They have plenty of things that they can contribute with. It's
okay.
about, how to get them to
Well,
share.
this brings me to a question that could be helpful. How much experience do they already have in IT? Are they, do you like, what's the average? Are they brand new, or do you have more people that have been doing?
Right. Mostly,
That's one that I've played with for sure. Like saying on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the most skilled, 1 being the least skilled, right? If you can give it a range, that can help you too. I think in terms of like the prompt when you give examples, if you again, it's all like weird context things that
mm,
I keep noticing over and over again. If we can provide it context at the outset before we even ask for the prompt, because there's a weird kind of default human that it assumes, which is for better or worse, a very problematic default. And so if you can get it lots and lots of context.
Because hands-on exercises are included in this anyway. Personalized feedback, follow-up assignments, social learning.
Regular engagement checks.
Yeah, we'll throw that in there.
Why not?
Let's see what we get. My point that I wanted to prove, and I want to, I don't know, I hope this shows for people who use if I can throw this out onto YouTube and have people go through it, the part that I'm hoping that people will get out of it is when more than one person works the prompt, then you get different stuff than if it was just one person hammering at it, because the 4 of us can bring in kind of collaborative information or angles that we might not have done before. And I don't know that that means you need 4 people to get the AI to work, but I think approaching it from that both gets everybody else a little more engaged in using it, but also gets us an idea for, oh, I could do a prompt session with someone, call them on the phone and go, here's our problem, let's prompt it together. And go, no, do this or write that in the letter. I feel like, go.
I turned the torch off for just a minute because I wanted to hit up the breakout room thing, because I
Yeah.
think it reminded me of a really important point. There's what people say are good practices or quote unquote best practices that the model gobbles up, aka let's do a breakout room for everything. And then there's what actually works in reality that we sometimes don't talk about as much or socialize as much. And case in point, breakouts in every class. You'll see it as a leading
Right.
practice for creating engagement, but in